The atmospheric pressure that dictates your survival in this post-collapsed world is not merely a meteorological hazard, but a profound metaphor for the emotional containment you have been conditioned to accept as necessary endurance. And true resilience requires not just weathering the storm through technical adaptation, but integrating the weight of communal interdependence until adaptation becomes an act of radical care rather than solitary grit. In Dewpoint, Erin R Flynn transforms the climate fiction thriller trope into precise exploration of ecological sovereignty and embodied accountability, proving liberation isn't found in outrunning the disaster. It's forged in honoring the person beneath the respirator when every survival metric demands you remain asset. From humidity and ozone narration, listeners enter worlds where barometrics is syntax and presence is the only unbreakable shelter, perfect for fans of emotionally intelligent cli-fi, where female complexity defies stoic survivor tropes. When environmental technician Alara Vance faces a catastrophic dewpoint spike expecting procedural resolution, she discovers the atmospheric crisis mirrors the exact suppression she's endured beneath years of performative competence. And fellow responder Julian Thorne's quiet refusal to treat her as malfunctioning component creates space for connection defying emergency protocol. Navigating failing infrastructure and buried attractions, Alara realizes this crisis isn't about repair but recalibration, with Flynn avoiding reducing Alara to flawless engineer or Julian to stoic first responder, instead crafting radical reciprocity within constraint, where trust is earned through honoring boundaries even as entropy blurs them. And audiobook narration amplifies this alchemy by capturing Alara's disciplined focus fracturing into clarity and Julian's guarded intensity revealing warmth beneath vigilance, making listeners feel seismic shifts of souls, learning some storms can only be weathered when you stop letting metrics define their validity. What elevates this beyond typical cli-fi fare is portraying atmospheric intimacy as somatic practice rather than technical spectacle, with Alara confronting how survival culture equated worth with utility, while Julian creates sanctuary where her contradictions exist without diminishment, their relationship evolving through shared silences during maintenance cycles bypassing performance, rhythms protecting both operational integrity and psychological safety, and mutual defense against administrators mistaking tenderness for compromise, supported by fellow technicians encoding suppressed grief, elders carrying intergenerational weight, and the saturated air itself absorbing decades of unspoken bargains, reinforcing that in extraction-based systems, tenderness toward process is technique, and presence is sustainable resource, with humidity readings mirroring emotional attunement, and emergency protocols becoming metaphors for earned trust. For audiobook listeners, this production is an immersive descent into sacred endurance, with narrators embodying Alara and Julian with remarkable distinction, sound design anchoring existential stakes through distant condensation drips, rain against reinforced glass, and hushed breath syncing with moments of clarity, pacing mirroring atmospheric cadence from deliberate reflection to surging awakenings, ultimately redefining climate fiction by centering female epistemology within survival frameworks and affirming that sometimes the most powerful act is choosing to adapt slowly, honoring whole self even in landscapes shaped by saturation.